Welcome back to StarCraft 2+1, where we're proving there are some constants in life. First, no matter what version of the game you're playing, there's a probe outside your base proxying a pylon. Second, probably going to end up with some gateways and or cannons. Third, I'm going to beg you for likes and subscribes. And Jimmy, what are we? Quickly, 1,000. What do you mean we're getting more likes on these? We're capitalizing on nostalgia? No. 1,319 likes on this video, on this cast. And I'll cast another one. And the way it's going, I'll probably do it anyways. But thank you for watching. Hopefully you've had a good day so far. And hopefully it's about to get a little bit better. As 3 Brood War Protoss walk into Reclamation LE in this 2v2 match. And they join a singular StarCraft 2 Terran. We're playing StarCraft Evolution Complete. The mod that is taking the StarCraft world, especially Korea, by different versions of Psionic... Oh god. Psionic Storm. So, we're just gonna go with blue versus red, as we have teal and blue here. I have no idea whose pylons are whose, but the red probes are pulled. He's walled off his nexus. There is a cannon behind... Wait, did he really go double gate? Wow. Double gate cannon rush. Alright, well, so the Reaper comes down and snipes the probe from in behind. He didn't quite kill the pylon to stop the gate. Oh, good mineral walk to get a little bit of extra damage onto the cannons. And so far the probes are doing a pretty good job of helping out, and with the help of the Reaper, by their powers combined, they've been able to block the cannon rush. But wait, there's more! That was just the beginning. Just the appetizer, but now it's time for the entree. The newly modeled, new custom model for the StarCraft 1 Zealots. I think it looks great. And is perfect with my I love the little side blades on them too. That is new as of like 2 days ago. But the Zealots being shut down for now. Trying to use hold position, but the probes actually have a little bit of extra range. I think that's a carryover from StarCraft 1. Dragoons, but that's a StarCraft 1 pylon, which has way more HP. I've been led to wow, it really... Yeah, in StarCraft 2 pylons have 200, 200, 300, 300 here. And regen shield slowly over time. But some Dragoons coming up from blue, who's now showing up for the first time. The Zealot's gonna box out, 1 goon down. That pylon, badly bruised by the Zealots initially, and now with the help of the Dragoons from his teammate, but 2 more pop out just in time. The Reaper's still working on the pylons. The Widowmine's coming down, the boys are pulled. And the Zealot trying to drag the mine in will do so successfully. And these are not StarCraft 1 SCVs, which means they don't have that extra HP. He's going to be going, more Zealots are popping out. There's a Banshee on the way for our lone Terran. He's repairing the Dragoons, which, yeah, makes sense. The Protoss can't do it. Only the Terrans have the technological wherewithal in order to figure out how to repair basic technology, but it's a religious objection for the Protoss. Like so many things. Meanwhile, Cloak is on the way. So far, I think our lavender Terran here. I refuse to call that purple. That's clearly lavender. Alright, fight me. 1v1 me, bro. I get to pick whether I'm playing StarCraft 1 or not. There's still the Widowmine on the ground. Can use the Zealot maybe to draw out the shot. Indeed he does. And, wow, StarCraft 1 Zealots have enough HP to survive a Widowmine hit. Fun fact. Actually, that is a fun fact. Wow. That's a pretty fun fact. Moving on. Now that pylon and gate, since there is no warp gate... Wow, we're only 4.5 minutes in. It's been an exhausting 4.5 minutes. There's still pylons left over from the initial cannon rush. A Dark Templar being built as the Templar Archives as well as the Citadel are done. The Twilight Council equivalent. Double starport. DT, says Red. How did he figure that out, is my question. Oh. Because his probes are dying to a DT. So, if his Terran counterpart... Wow, these pylons are still walling off. The Dragoons, well, the Widowmine's still getting hits, but they will be taken out after firing. Getting multiple hits off, but the fact that the Zealots tank more than one. I didn't realize they have 100 HP and 70 shields. StarCraft 2 Zealots only have 50 shields. Same amount of HP, though. The Dragoons are being chased into the main base. The pylons are still blocking some of the mining. Zealots drawing things back. A Banshee is headed across the map. I believe Cloak is completed for the Banshee, which... Is there a robo? Is there any detection? He's building a cannon. Didn't need to cloak. There's nothing to shoot back at it. A robo is on the way. The Dragoons getting fought back on both sides. There's a Zealot, Cloak Banshee, SCV surround. Zealot might take out the Goon just before the Banshee takes it out in turn. There's still pylons being targeted. Zealots into the natural, slicing through the SCVs. Meanwhile, probes being taken down. 25, 32, 25, and 23 workers across the board. And I said it out of order, so that was entirely useless commentary. More DTs are waltzing across the map. Their Dragoons break through the front. He's protecting the cannon, but that's really not how that works. You can, I guess he's trying to protect it from the DTs, but the flying DTs are over here. Meanwhile, Lavender, the Terran, decides to provide some commentary mid-Banshee micro, getting a little distracted. SCVs, more Zealots waltzing in. He's been building out of the proxy gate this entire time. More Banshees on the way. Dragoons trading fire. Banshees over the top. Zealots keep getting into the main. Raises the depot. Leaves the other one lowered, which seems like a little bit less than the attention to detail we're needing here. A cannon will provide detection back at home. The Banshees are keeping things alive. The supply is in the 30s across the board, like most of the people watching this video. And meanwhile, the Banshee... well, how many Banshees? There are 5 Banshees on the field, but only 11 SCVs left for Lavender. Meanwhile... Oh my god. The Dragoons... I scanned the DTs. Banshees take out one. Other DT waltzes out of the scan. Will require another one. Another scan does clean it up. Zealot at the front. This gateway is still powered. Banshee at the back has 1 HP, 12 kills, and 0 fucks to give. Meanwhile, 4 Banshees continue to clean up everything that comes by, but Team Blue continues to cheese its way forward. As kicking and screaming and painfully we're dragged almost to stabilization here, as it seems like both sides will be forced to go back to their corners and macro up. Is that a scout? From what I understand, scouts are about as useless as tags on YouTube in this day and age, or even using the search function, but even more expensive. They are mediocre, I believe in the words of Tasteless. They're not good against ground. They're only okay against air. They're so slow they can't actually scout anything. And they, cost way too much. I'm paraphrasing. I'm sure Tasteless said it more colorfully, but technically they do hit up, and well, there is the Corsair as another option, so I'm kind of surprised that the Scout is being used here. The Corsair, a more dedicated anti-air option, especially against the Banshees. The Scout is the inspiration for the current Void Ray in SC2, which is a unit that players will use because it hits up and it hits down, but it doesn't do either one particularly well. I guess if you get enough of them, they might be good en masse. I know they got some buffs in StarCraft Evo compared to the StarCraft 1 version, but they're still not a core unit by any means. I can't believe this game has gotten so even, but here come the Cloak Banshees. Dragoons. Gonna get some good shots on him. He does have Singularity. Yep. 2 out of 3 players have Singularity Charge for the Dragoons. Nothing yet for Teal here, who's been a lot more focused. Finally, the proxy. There's still 2 proxy gates, but the pylon was taken out. Reaver drop is on the way. And that could be a deadly choice, especially if he doesn't fly over the Dragoons. Banshees fighting Dragoons. But the Reavers, you know, I think the Banshees win that fight heads up, but he will lose a couple of them. 3 scouts on the field. Wow, they are so slow. They don't really have that much HP either. I think they're like 225, 150 or something, and they're 3 supply. I accidentally built one a day or two ago. Was not impressed. Oh no! See, look, scouts are completely worth it. Obliterates the Reaver drop. 100% kill death ratio. That doesn't even make sense, but with no losses. Now the Reavers can't technically hit the scouts, but that's not really the point. I think they're sharing control here. I think Red and Terran, are they? They're just in sync. The Kala of some kind. Meanwhile, Banshee's fighting Dragoons, but the Dragoons do have detection. Kind of a disjointed fight here. The Banshee will end up killing several Dragoons, but overall, the Zealot's on top of the Dragoons in the center. A third base is attempted. A single Reaver at the back. Gonna unleash the Scarabs. He has the Reaver capacity upgrade as well. Launches some more off. The Scouts fighting the Banshees. Are there enough goons? Wow. This game is so even. There's a Red and Teal here at 90 supply. It's throwing me off that in-game, I think in the mod, some of the colors from StarCraft 2, like the actual player colors, are shifted to more Brood War-esque. Back when we only had access to 256 colors, of course. And one of them was waiting room green. Same with our purple/lavender. I'm reasonably sure that's what it's doing. I don't mind. Though it is kind of weird to see the StarCraft 2 units with the Brood War colors. The Scouts fighting the Banshees. The Observer is close enough. And Optimistic still killing a lot of... Wow. They're still taking quite a while to kill those Banshees. Is that a Scout up? I have no idea what that upgrade... Jimmy? You see, I don't know if any players who play Brood War actually know what that upgrade is either. So I'm feeling... Scout sight range. Why does a Scout need a sight range? Anyways. The Zealot's streaming in towards the... We're gonna call it natural. There's also another upgrade here. Sensor array. Observer sight range, which also seems a little unnecessary, but... Meanwhile, is there Storm? Indeed there is! Reavers versus Storm here, but the Storm's on top of the Goons. Also gonna hit friendlies. Reavers do not do friendly fire, from my understanding. But they also don't move very quickly. The Reaver gonna be targeted down. The Scout's actually getting some damage in here. Meanwhile, more Banshees coming up. He's just building Banshees. He's playing Brood War Terran effectively here, but... no bio at all. Just mass Banshee. What? Okay, who wins? 1 cannon or 2 scouts? Is that a joke? Alright. Pretty sure 1 cannon beats like 4 scouts. Do cannons have more HP? No, they have the same amount as SC2. 150, 150. I'm not sure if the damage numbers are different. Storm on the Banshees. There is no feedback here. The Scout's a little bit slow, but that's a well-known fact at this point. We got 2 carriers on the way. For Teal. 113 supply for our barcode Red player, who this time all on his own has managed to wall off his own probes. The Banshee, still waiting for the Observer. Finally takes it out. Those pylons have a lot of HP. We got more Scarab upgrades, Kadaran Amulet for High Templar starting energy. Our Terran with 4. Does he have Hyper Shees? Indeed he does. He has Cloak and Hyperflight Banshees, and that's it. And that is all of it. But so far, it's been good enough. How many Banshees has he lost? 20. 21. I bet he could do better. Scout, Dragoon, High Templar. Versus, well, the Banshees are trying to counterattack. The scouts are damaging the SCVs. Does he have any upgrades? Oh, the storms! Oh my, Category 5 storms across the board. Archon will merge, uses the supply depots. The Banshees are helping to clean things up. The Scouts are doing emotional damage to everything else. Might even kill a couple Banshees. But it looks like Team Red cleaned that up with ease. And now they are clearly ahead in supply. 168 for Red and Lavender at 118 with Widowmine Banshee. Zealots loaded up into a shuttle. Does he have gravitic drive? It looks like it. For that speed upgrade. Yep. A lot of the icons are carried over. I'm not sure if those are the icons from StarCraft 1 ported to StarCraft 2, or because some of them are the same. I mean, warp prism speed and shuttle speed seem pretty similar in purpose. Meanwhile, the Zealots take out the base. The Aeon of Strife has begun. Well, continues. The shuttle dropping shift queued into the main, and the Zealots should be able to take out the Goon Squad. And with relative ease here. +2 is done. Just weapons for Red. The shuttle was chased down, but it seems like those weapon upgrades are helping out a lot. Also, cleaning things up. Red is now maxed out. Has a Reaver, 7 Templar, 91 probes right now, but carriers have arrived. The carrier capacity upgrade is on the way. Only 4 interceptors fit in there right now, but can go up to 8 or 10 with... It's just called carrier capacity. 8, yes. 5 High Templar. 5 High Templar? At a time being built. It's weird to see, as an SC2 player, it is weird to see the production tab being like this for Protoss. It's always been something you just kind of see them quickly warp in and then they're just there. So a bit awkward to even keep track of what Protoss has at any particular time. But here, just building out of the gateway is a more conventional method, but it still works out for the most part. Both teams here quite accomplished at recovering from that early madness. It rarely does it end up so even after such aggression. And now Team Red definitely has the advantage, but the carriers are a bit of a wild card here, with the Widowmines triggering on the interceptors, but only on a handful of them, is making it hard for, well, really anything to engage the carriers easily. Meanwhile, though, Red is inside the bases of Blue. The Templar are coming along. Where is Blue's army? It isn't. Much of it is sitting outside his 3rd or 4th base there. Some of the Templar on the low ground looking for some storms. 5 Templar. No high ground vision. Well, the shuttle may go down. Here comes Reaver! Taken down. The Templar from Red storming Teal's probes. The carriers are coming back. Blue looking to save the day. Many of his Templar gliding around. Meanwhile, the Banshee's into the main. Looking at the fleet beacon. Team Protoss does seem to be dipping heavily in supply. Even though they're cleaning up these attacks, they haven't done much to slow down the economy of the Red team. And now, with 173 supply apiece, they may be in a position to close things out. The Banshees are finally... How many Banshees? Another observer has to be... 34 Banshees have died. But now, his army... Wow. 32 Widowmines. I don't know if it was a challenge to only build units that don't exist in StarCraft 1, but if it was, he succeeded. He maybe accidentally built a couple Marines there, but otherwise... our Terran player has built only StarCraft 2 units. The mass Widowmine just a volley across the board. The storms will melt the mines, though. killing most of them in a single storm. It does much more damage than the StarCraft 2 storms, though over more time. More storms. Templar, a great counter to Templar. Oh my! Oh, the Protoss sanity. You've been thunderstruck. We're working on it. All right. These puns will shock you. Meanwhile, interceptors, widow mines, dragoons. Storms between everything. Storms don't discriminate if they hit the right things. High Templar is hit by the widow mine, but the choke point is absolutely excruciating for any units coming through. The carrier is still rebuilding those interceptors. A single Archon in the main. Another shuttle on the other side. 200 supplies still for red throughout all this. So if the Protoss team can't power through, there's another incredible storm. Gets almost all of the Templar. And now moving forward, the Dragoons taking big storms, but wading through it. And it might very well be enough. Trying to target down the carriers, but a lot of Dragoons underneath. Has he stepped too far? How many gates? 17. Is that enough? Unironically, it looks like probably. Oh my god. It does seem like our barcode Protoss here may be the defining player, the most valuable Protoss, as the replenishment of the army so quickly, even without warp gate. Well, 17 gateways getting there. He's building 6 more. He's gonna have 25 gateways. Well, more Corsairs going down. And here comes the shuttle. Wait, that shuttle just came. Oh, definite select all army. The carriers, though, Vikings fighting the carriers. Needs the storms from the High Templar, but he just merges into Archons when he needed it most. He decided to commit to an unfulfilling relationship. Oh no. Teal here coming in. Oh, those High Templar with Storm may have been the only chance to actually break through, but he decides to just go with the Archons, and now the Vikings are kiting around. The carriers. Oh my god, he's building 14 Zealots, 20 Zealots, 2 Dragoons, and a Reaver. So, meanwhile, Lavender, our StarCraft 2 Terran, has been all but destroyed. All he has left are 17 SCVs and 17 Vikings, which is, you know, perfect unit composition there. Team Protoss to the north still has the carriers. Needs Storm desperately. Storm valuable even... Oh no, the Vikings! A Scandinavia Viking shows up and is looking to knock down the carriers. And the carriers undefended. The historical counter to Viking Storm. Nowhere to be seen. And now Teal is down to 3 carriers, which simply isn't enough. Lavender says, you gotta kill him, bro. And Blue says, GG, I'm dead. What a game! Red, Dragon. Well, honestly, everyone played their part. I loved how and it just ends. And that's how you know they're high-level players, because it goes from action to ending so quickly. Wow. I didn't know what to expect with 3 Protoss and 1 Terran. But I am not disappointed, as that just chaos around the map. All 3 Protoss players with a different flavor of that Brood War style. Our StarCraft 2 Terran, incredibly on brand, with essentially just StarCraft 2 units. And at the end of the day, the mass production, the almost Zerg-like Protoss, really embracing that mass gateway style, ends up being the defining strategy. Oh my god, this was red space. Wow. Alright, well, what a game. That was shared on the SC2 Evo Discord. If you got some good games, make sure to show them there. If you got balance complaints, well, that's a great place as well. You can find it in the description either way. Thank you for watching. Hopefully, this made your day a little bit better. This mod is making me contemplate uploading more than 1 game a day. Or 1 video a day. As it's much better suited to single games, but scattered throughout. And not all of them are going to be particularly long, but we may be trying it out. I don't know. Let me know. Like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Got Means of Motivation, Patreon. If you want to watch me play some more of SC1 vs SC2 and just more games in general, you can check out the second channel, Winter Gaming, or just check the description for it as well. Played some games against Pig just yesterday. Well, if you're watching this now, maybe the day before, I'm not sure. It all blends together. Good games for the fans, though. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Good luck, have fun. Stay chill, and check under your bed for cannons.